What are we talking about? Shit.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Go ahead and do your rap, Fred.
Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome to the Back Lincoln podcast.
Bip bop, bip bop, boopity boop. And you say, going away. We're going to do a podcast. Do it today. Ha ha, hee hee. Oh,
With your host,
Oprah. That was pretty good. That was better than I would have done.
stay on
She's not
beat.
saying anything.
Fred and also Alan on the board.
Alan on the board.
Let's go already!
Let's start the show.
Now, let's start the damn show.
Welcome, one and all, to the 182nd edition of the BLC podcast. One thing was a word on the screen, the other one is the one I said. The official podcast.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Five
official-
from my favorite episode. I'm sorry.
that's okay. What? Oh, 187 on a motherfucking BLC
187.
podcast.
There you go.
Fred,
What?
this week and always, we're the official episode of Pollen, the official podcast of Pollen,
Yes.
my number one enemy. So if you hear me, it's like, that's why.
Yeah.
We are proudly broadcasting live from the yellow EC studios scattered all across the upstate of South Carolina. And you can catch us on YouTube, Insta, Facebook, Blue Sky, and all of your favorite podcast platforms. And of course, our website, americasfavoritepodcast.com. Now, it's the guy who never lets you forget the time he made America grape again. It's
Grape.
Fred.
I made America great drink. I made like
Exactly.
50 million gallons of grape.
You never
drink.
let us forget.
Yeah, and I make America great drink. Great drink.
So I don't know what to call that. I guess it's like an intro for you. I had an alternate intro that I told Alan, and I can't. I don't think I can use it.
No, that's too soon.
Well, don't bring it up then, because I can't hear about it until the end of the show.
I know. It's
But
gonna be
now,
good. But
while
I
I'm
wanted
here-
I wanted to make you curious.
I'm going to introduce the man with the goatee. It's like a stripper's crotch. Alan, OTV.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Ooh, I gotta go tea.
It's great that his crowd doesn't care what the
No,
he
no,
loves
they
the
don't.
artists.
They care
They
less.
love
It's
him.
great. It's
Dedicated
great. Well, welcome
fan.
to the show, ladies and gentlemen. As we said, spring has sprung all over the South in the way of fires. Is the fire?
Yeah.
Are we pro fire or
Pro-fire.
anti-fire?
I think we're anti-fire. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
as a
know
show.
anybody. You gotta be, you gotta be a psychopath to be pro-fire. Man.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just thinking. So it depends on, as they say, Fred. The enemy of my enemy is my
It's
friend.
my friend. It's my friend.
So I hate pollen. Fire hates pollen.
There you go. I see where you're going. I see where you're getting.
Mm.
But now you're getting. You
Yeah,
never
but we're
I'm
getting
getting
rid of pollen.
anti-fire. I'm
You're never
anti-fire.
gonna-
Just for the record.
Yeah, you're
Now
never
we're-
getting rid of pollen. I don't care.
No. And now we're getting ashy too.
Yeah,
we
and
got the
smoky.
smoke. The smoke
Yes,
was
yeah.
all covering our today.
I
It was
smelt
crazy.
it today, man. I was like,
I did
"God,
too, yeah.
This shit's like 40 miles away. And then I was like, oh, it looks like we're gonna get some rain. And I was like, oh no, those are smoke clouds.
Nope, yep, it's smoke. That's what I told
Yeah.
the kids. Are like, why is it so cloudy? And I was like,
Yeah.
that's smoke. That's not clouds.
That's
It's
smoke.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we
Like,
made it. Thankfully,
It got all
hopefully-
it's all the way down here by my house, man. And I'm like,
Yeah, well, actually, we don't. In my house, we don't. We're good, but
yeah, yeah, the wind ain't blowing your way. We
we don't get
up
shit.
wind. We down
Right.
wind.
Right. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
classy like you, Mr. Upwind.
Mm-mm.
So we are on the very end of the ass end of the wind.
I bet. See, Alan upwind. So if he fought it, we catch the smell
Mhm.
down here.
You know,
Yes,
it comes-
right.
you know, it comes straight to us, friend.
Put your ass in the air and just rip for it, Alan.
Us in the outer slums down here.
Oh shit, Alan! Fuck, God, oh.
The smell
Get
of
in the
Alan's
house.
from
There's the big shit cloud coming.
mic. Alan ate tacos last night. Well, Fred, we're so happy that you're here. Of course, we're so happy that our listeners are here
Mhm.
for what can only be described as the 182nd episode of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Well, how else can I describe it? But I got to tell you guys, honestly, like, I know multiple times in the past, we've been like, hey, we may never do the show again, right?
Right.
I mean, jokingly, of course, because we do the show because you couldn't pay us enough or at all to do the show. But
you shouldn't.
Fred,
You shouldn't pay us to do the
right.
show.
But last week, just merely days after we recorded last week's show, so
Right.
Friday,
Yep.
I had a rare. So it was spring break, so that's right. It was very exciting. It was a nice day outside. I had a rare time in the car alone without the kids, like any of the kids driving home. And I was just feeling it. I was like, man, this is a nice day. You know, everything's great. Driving home, almost home, right? And then I fucked up. And I was driving on a frontage road near a major, obviously near an interstate near my house. And there was a gentleman walking down the road. And I said, wow, this gentleman probably is trying to go to work up here at one of these. I know. One of these many various warehouses. So I'll just pull over and see if I'll give him a ride because I'm.
The hell is wrong with you? This is not 1983, man.
Dude, he's stuck in the 80s, man.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm never doing it again. Okay, let me just tell you this.
Never did it the last time.
As soon as I was like, sure, man.
Did he pick up that one-legged chick or something? Like he picked up something
that was my ex-girlfriend that lost her leg and then disappeared. I didn't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
She was found.
Yeah, okay.
What about
the trunk of your car?
She was found in a landfill, but she was found.
The leg was in the
They found just the leg. Yeah, they found just the leg. The other leg. But no, so like I said, as soon as I was like, God damn it. As soon as the guy was like, yeah, man, I can use a ride, I was like, shit, what did I do here? And then so he got in the car and I was like, this guy is way stinkier than he was.
I was about to say he smelled like rutabagas, didn't he?
He smells so bad.
I don't even know what rutabagas smell like, but I'm pretty sure
he did smell earthy. Rutabagas smell like potatoes that have gone bad.
Oh yeah.
It's really like imagine if potatoes what do you make vodka? Potatoes make vodka?
Yeah. Fermented potatoes.
He's like,
so
imagine
like
that's one of the maggots and like rotten potatoes. Like those are like two that will kick my gag reflex up, man.
I can tell, dude, you are struggling to get through this.
Yeah, man.
So as his French fries stinking smelling ass wafted over toward me, I got in and I was like, hey, I said, hey man, what are you just like headed to work or whatever? He's like, well, and this is
God.
I was already moving, and this was my mistake. He was like, well, really don't have anywhere to go. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and I was like, God damn it, I'm gonna die.
Where are you going, buddy?
Immediately, I was like, this is the end. So I'm never gonna do the show again. I'll never see my family. This guy has nothing.
Man.
And I let him into my vehicle, which is something.
Why?
Because I'm stupid, Fred.
Yeah,
and so I said, well, buddy, I'll give you a ride up here to the store or whatever, and then I'm gonna let you mosey on down the road.
Get your ass out my
car. I said, well, I was like, where are you staying at, man? He's like, well,
Oh Lord, you asking questions too? God,
well,
damn,
I was like,
man.
where can I take you to get you to rectify?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you to that stop sign and drop you.
I should have get the fuck out. I didn't know if he had a knife at that point.
I'd have pulled up like 20 feet past him, let him run to the car, and pull the fuck off.
Hold on. I will from now on. So I was like, and he's like, oh,
get your
sat
steps
there for
in,
a second, all contemplative, right? For like, he's like, oh, I was like, yeah. And he's like, I guess I'm homeless. And I was like, oh, fuck. And he's like, and of course he's like, I've never said that before. I just, I'm like, oh, fuck me. I'm going to die immediately. I was like, I'm going to die. This is the end. Like, I was like, how do I dial 911 secretly?
How do you call it? He's coming to, he's coming to
I need to
terms
order
with
a
situation.
pizza.
Yeah. He's coming to terms in his
car, it was like, I was like, oh, God. Like, no, man.
Damn.
So he's like, well, I guess I can head over to. I live in I have some friends in Gray Court. I can.
No, you don't. No, don't bring his ass down here.
No,
don't bring his ass down.
And I was like, oh yeah, Fred, no problem.
No, Nope. Don't
So
bring his
I was
ass
like, all
down
right, I
this
said, I'll
road.
give you a ride, like to the interstate, like to the exit on out there, because it wasn't. It's not that far. I ended up giving him a ride, and like he's just. I was like the whole time. I was like, dude,
Man,
this motherfucker. Like, am I gonna die? What's gonna happen?
that's insane.
And I
man.
knew immediately. Like I said, as soon as I did it, I was like, this is fucking stupid.
It's all his
See,
doing
Like,
too.
like
man.
you're stupid.
intrusive thoughts. You let your intrusive thoughts.
I tried to
in,
be, you
man.
know,
Yeah,
you sometimes I'm
did.
like, you know what?
Yeah, push that shit down.
Because for
man.
some reason in my head, Fred, and see, here's the problem: is in
You
my
try
head,
to
I'm
be
like,
good Samaritan.
I'm trying to be a decent,
I'm a
fucking
decent
human being.
human being. Yes,
And I was like,
I get it.
you know, maybe this guy's not like, maybe he's just a guy who doesn't have a
Right.
vehicle and is walking randomly down the road for no reason. Maybe he's, you know, maybe he's not a random homeless drifter that stabs people for fun. And then
yeah.
again,
Just picking up
as soon as he got in the
crackheads,
car,
man,
I was like, nope.
Who
he is
does
picking up
that, man?
crackheads. Yeah, who really does that,
Who
man? Like
does that, man?
Who does what?
pick up
a
people
random
outside the road, man. Like
Idiot is who does it, man.
I mean, I've stopped and helped like a lady with
Yeah.
a flat tire and shit like that, but
yeah,
I
that's
ain't
different.
picking nobody up.
Like if it's
Oh.
raining, you don't feel bad for people. Like,
Nah,
oh,
fuck
man, that's
them.
No, they got phones. They got cell phones. You call
Yeah.
somebody or do
This is
something, man.
America, man. They give you free
You wanted to be
umbrellas
in that rain
everywhere.
because
What if you're
there's
like
plenty of
Gary?
places to go. That's cover.
What if
That's
you're like-
shelter.
What if you're like Gary, which is the guy's name that I picked allegedly? His name was Gary.
Man, this man-
He didn't. He thought about it for a second, and that concerned me as well.
What's your name?
He's like, Gary.
Chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Gary today.
And then so the cops are when the cops are like, who raped and stabbed you? I'll be like,
yeah, it was Gary.
They're
It
like,
was
nah.
Gary.
Like he said,
You got
has the-
raped by
he
a
had
guy named Gary?
he's got the towel around
Yeah,
him
right. You let
and a
him.
thing of cranberry juice next to him.
Yep, that's it. The cranberry juice. So
Gary
Oh,
was
my
here.
God.
yeah, I didn't want to be another one of Gary's victims. Thankfully,
Gary was here. He was found naked in the bushes. And it just said Gary was here, carved on his ass.
Yeah. The Gary killer strikes again. Like the Gray Court Gary.
Gary the Gimp.
Yep. Gray Court Gary the Gimp.
Great Court Gary. That's what he was
Gary.
doing.
It's the murderous man that no one talks about because there's no police in Gray Court.
Oh my
So,
God.
well, yeah.
man.
So again, I know I think we've talked about this potentially in the past. I've done this before.
Yeah, you
And
do crazy.
I would never do it with the kids in the car. See, that's the thing.
All right.
No, hell no,
Yeah.
no.
I would
would
never
do
do
it.
it with
I would do
Unless-
it with myself in the car,
Okay,
man.
well,
So now you got to imagine that the kids are in the car with you every time, man.
So this is what I was going to ask. So this, well,
Dummies.
okay, but I need the truth, Fred. And now this gentleman was not an attractive gentleman. I'm not into that anyway, but that's fine if you are. But if he was a hot lady, would you have picked him up?
No,
No,
because
I'm
you pick up a
No, I
hot
don't
lady
think
and all
nobody-
they have
I'm
to have
less
somebody
likely
waiting
to
for
pick up
you.
a hot lady than I am a random dude.
No, I wouldn't. I don't
No.
pick anybody up.
Nah, man, because you don't know what she gonna do. She might.
She's probably crazier than him.
For real. She could start
'Cause if
freaking
there's
out
a
on
hot
you.
lady walking down the road,
Call the police and
she's-
say you tried to
she's
rape
either
her.
selling
Yeah,
ass
what's
or
up?
just
You know what I'm
sold something.
saying?
Who knows?
Nope.
You
Yeah.
setting yourself up, man. You setting
It's
yourself
true.
up,
It's
man.
true.
I'm telling you.
True. So there you
I
go.
had a
You
kids.
got
lady once
lucky.
jump in my.
You got
my
lucky,
vehicle.
but
I feel like I did get lucky at the end of it. And I feel like he was like thankfully he was a decent enough dude. And he didn't stab me much. And at least not with a knife.
yeah.
Stabbed me in my heart with his word. Nah, but like, nah, man. I was like, God dang it. I'm so stupid for doing this. And again, you know, it's one of those things, like you said, Alan, it's those or who one of you said, the intrusive thoughts for just like a brief second
right.
were enough to like, yeah.
That's
And then it was
crazy.
too late. And like I said, as soon as it was like, yeah, I was like, shit. Like it dawned
I
on
had
me what I
a-
was really
You were
doing.
hoping that it was like, nah, man, I don't. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna run
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. I'm like, cool, fuck you.
You know.
I got
And
I was-
actually, and there have been cases like that. Like they've been like, "Hey, you need to ride," and they're like, "No, go fuck yourself."
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
I've been
I'll
told
just
go
keep
fuck
on
yourself
walking.
plenty of times.
yeah.
You know.
I had a guy. I pulled over to do some work on the computer in my car in this empty parking lot, and this guy, he came up to him. I saw him coming. You know what I'm saying? He's walking down the street and he looked at me. And I kind of like locked eyes with him.
Yeah,
and that was
that's
when
it.
I was like, oh
All it
shit.
took.
You know what I mean? And
All it
like he
takes.
came up to the car. He was like, excuse me, brother, could I and like he was wearing a t-shirt and a tie. Like he had a tie on and a
Hey.
t-shirt.
That is the
Like,
traditional, classy, crazy person.
Yeah, he was dressed for business and
Yeah.
pleasure.
yeah, pleasure. He had a beanie on, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?" He was like, excuse me, he's like, I got like $3, and I just need 60 cents. I got to get some flowers from the Dollar General." And I was like, "Huh?"
What a random
I was
fucking
like,
request.
that just did not make any sense.
No,
See, but that's
I was
I'm so
like-
like, yeah, all right. Here's a buck.
no, actually, no. If somebody asks me for money, 90% of the time, I'm like, "Dude, I know you're lying, but it's a good
Yeah.
lie."
Yeah,
You know, but
No, that I'm like,
flowers,
you
I
need
wouldn't have done it.
flowers? All right.
No,
So
I
you
would
only
been
have
like, nah.
$3 to your name, and you need flowers.
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
was
no,
sold.
man,
I'm
you
in.
got to come
Let's
up.
go.
I
I'll give you a
usually
ride.
tell them that you got to come up with a better one, man. Give me something.
Yeah.
Give me
Make
something
me feel
drastic.
like-
You know,
Give me something I can
If
tell
somebody,
somebody.
if that guy
Yeah.
said that to me, Fred, I just said, hop in, let's go. Let's go to the Dollar General.
I just had like change in my like
Yeah.
door handle, you know what I'm saying? So I like just scooped out the change. I was like, this is all I got, man. And I gave it to him. He was like, oh no, man, that's too much. That's too much. Like he was like,
Yeah.
I was like, bro, take it. He was like gonna give me back like what he didn't need. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
he's like, I'm going for
How
a
did
job
you-
interview, man. I got my tie on.
Yeah, dude, he's got his tie. He's got to have those flowers. Was he going to propose?
Yeah, that could have been it. Yeah, he was probably going to propose, man.
Oh,
He
he
might
had
have
the
been going
tie
to-
on?
Yeah, the tie on with a t-shirt.
Flowers? Oh, dude, he was
Yeah.
about to go to propose.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You made somebody, you know.
But now the question is, to what?
Do it.
Like,
It doesn't
depending on the
matter.
level of crazy. He may
It
have
doesn't
found
matter
the
as long
crack
as
rock and been like,
as it or she or whatever he's proposing
Marry
to
me,
says
crack.
yes. He's
He's gonna
good.
propose to a tree.
Propose to,
I'll take this
propose to a
rock.
light pole. She said yes. Look, she's on. I turned her on.
She's like,
Yeah.
I turn it on every night.
oh my god.
No, man.
Yeah.
So see, it happens. So no, once you make eye contact with a homeless person,
Yeah, it's over, man.
you're
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
You're toast.
You got 'em.
And they
You got 'em.
and they have like a radar. They know the sucker.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. They know
Yeah.
what to look for. They know.
And
Right.
I love my wife very much, but she is number one sucker. She's got it painted on her damn forehead. And because they'll look at her and she'll be like, "Hey," and
Oh,
they're
God.
like,
No,
"Oh,
man, yeah. They look hell. They look my way, and they're like, "Oh no, that motherfucker's." gonna
yeah,
say
that one
no."
ain't gonna get nothing out of him.
Yeah, yeah.
man.
They
I
just
know
keep
he
on
ain't
walking,
getting
man. They
nothing
don't.
out of him.
I don't.
they're like that fat guy's not going to give up anything. He needs it
Ain't
for
giving
food."
shit.
You know, I allegedly I know of somebody that he was walking with his mother once downtown,
Mhm.
and some homeless guy went to ask her for money, and he grabbed her by the arm, and that person allegedly just tore his ass up. You touched my mama, man. That's what he said.
He grabbed the
He
The
grabbed
homeless
it.
guy grabbed
Yeah, the
it.
homeless
Gary.
guy, yeah.
Gary grabbed.
Yeah, he grabbed the mom,
Grabbed a
mom
friend
and
of
asked for money,
Alan's
and it was like,
mom.
Yeah.
it was like, nah, dude, that ain't gonna
Never
work.
touch my mama, boy.
Mm-mm,
That's not
no.
appropriate. That's not appropriate,
Hey,
guys.
good
You
for
know.
that guy standing up for his mom.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
agree. Good job. Great job, whoever that was.
Guy,
Yeah,
that
whoever
guy.
that was. Well, so
guy, OTB.
yeah, exactly. Allegedly,
Allegedly.
allegedly, guy. Fred, let me ask you a question because I've seen an influx of
Mhm.
something, and
Mm-mm.
I need to know, and I'm hoping that I'm not. Okay, what's that thing? Before I ask you the thing, what is that thing that they
Before you
call
ask
it when people? Yeah. Remember what was? Didn't we have a show? What did we have some on the last week? Like what's the name of that thing I hate? This is one of them, sort of.
Okay.
What's that thing that they say
a gang of shit or power?
when like you see something and then you're like, oh, you only notice it because now you're looking for it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, like if you buy a car, and
I
it's
know
a
what
certain
you're talking
brand
about,
or
but-
something.
Yeah, you buy a car, you're like, oh, I wanted to buy a red Mazda or whatever,
And then
and
now you notice everybody's
Yeah.
got one.
all of a sudden I see red Mazdas or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, you're
I think that's
unconsciously
called the,
looking for it, right?
It's called the Dorenfingal effect.
The
Dornfingal? Yeah, okay.
the old Dornfingal effect,
Dorenfingal effect.
for sure. So this is not bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I
It's Fingal Doran.
Yeah, this is
Fingal
the
Doran.
Ah,
this is the old reverse Dornfingal, which the ladies love, from what I understand. So she
you got to
always,
pay extra for that.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. The conversion rate is messed up. It's Canadian. But no, I just seen this influx lately of I've noticed it in front of me, and it makes me wonder. And I've only noticed it not like while driving generally, but like only when I come to a stop. Okay. My
People
car
walking down the
just
street.
smoke comes out of the car and it's just weird. I don't get it, but as long as I'm moving, nothing happens. No, I'm kidding. No,
Oh, I was about
no,
to say.
I've noticed
Your radiator's about to blow up, brother.
I've noticed that lately, for real, like an influx of people with like student driver, like I'm a
Oh,
student
yes.
driver
Yeah,
Right.
that's
on
the
my
new
car,
sticker
and
thing.
and every fucking time, because I make it a point to drive by them to make sure that they
Right.
are a student. They're never a student.
Yeah.
No, it's a gag.
It's always like a 45-year-old
Yeah, it's a
No,
gag.
white
it's-
person.
Nah, I think it's that those are the instructors. Like they get
No,
their-
No,
They
they're not.
No,
drive
They're
their
it's a
cars.
gag because it came up on my Amazon when I logged on to Amazon. It came up and it had the sticker. You know, it was like, hey, the student driver sticker to few people because I have one that says I used to be cool. I have a
Right.
sticker on my car that says I used to be cool.
Right, it's wrong.
I
You
still
do have-
am, but I used to be too.
I used to be cool until now I drive a hatchback. You know,
Brad, the moral of tonight's episode is stickers can lie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So now
That was
they
never
people.
cool.
That's true. I just,
But no, okay, so
somebody has
no,
to
I
know
keep
a lot.
seeing it. Like I said, like 45-year-old people generally, and I'm a 45. I as a 45-year-old people, you know, I would say maybe.
So is it
little
like
younger.
is it like the baby on board thing or
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like just
A
different
little-
ones. I've seen 4 or 5 different designs, but they all say like student driver, take it easy on me, or like still
Yeah.
learning, give me a
Yeah,
break.
it's
or
like, hey,
right.
it's like you get closer to me, the slower I drive. You know, it's like-
deterrent? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
well. I guess that would kind of be like a deterrent because if I
Well,
see
and that's
somebody,
what
student
that's
driver,
what-
I'm not gonna follow him so closely or
Well, and that's what I was
You
going to
know.
ask. So if you see that, do you treat a person differently? Because I'll be realistic with you, I treat them significantly worsely.
yeah.
On
Yeah,
the
I
road.
don't.
What I like to do if I see somebody like that, because I know, but if it's a young driver, if it is a real
If it's a
student,
student,
driver,
yeah.
nah, I fuck with them even harder. Like,
You gotta
because
learn.
like most of those kids will be driving down the street with their heads in their phone,
Yeah.
like, and I'll wait till like they deep in it, and then
Honk
like
at 'em.
brother straight away honk at them, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause you gotta teach 'em.
Yeah, you gotta teach them, man. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah, I honk at them and be like, I love Jesus. That's why I'm
Yeah.
honking. You remember those stickers? Honk
Oh,
if
yeah,
you love
honk if you love
Jesus.
Jesus.
Honk
Yeah,
if you
I
love
do.
Jesus. Yeah.
I do remember that. So no, to me, man, like I said, I just keep the more I see them, the more I'm like, are they just why don't we so what I think it is, what I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it is these are people who, like I said, are not new drivers or anything like that.
Right.
They're just trying to they don't want to admit it, but they're saying to themselves, I am not good at this. Like maybe this will give me a break from people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
admit to it. They don't want to say, like, maybe I'm not the best driver. Please
Yeah.
bear with me. I'm trying. So what I think we should do, Fred, is we should have a sticker that just says, I am bad at driving.
Yeah.
Please be
Yeah.
aware.
Right.
Just put that on your car. Be very clear about it.
We could do that just like unknowingly, you know.
That's what I'm
Start
thinking. Yeah,
sticking
that's
them
what
on
I'm saying.
people's cars.
We'll
Just
say
put them
we'll
on
put it
people's
says
cars.
I am a bad driver. America's favorite podcast.com.
Yeah.
Right?
Terrible drivers. I want to.
But I'm concerned because I don't know if that's like a liability. Like if we could get in trouble for that? Like, because I mean, that's putting it on somebody else's property. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I had a little incident with that. Spray painting rocks and shit.
Yep, it's true.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Nah, man, I just like I
Yeah,
said,
I think it would be not a
I
conflict of
think
interest.
we should just do. I think you should be able to get a sticker for anything that you have issues with in your life, and
Well,
put it on.
they do.
Well, you can. Yeah.
No,
you can
no,
do
but
that,
like a sticker that like,
but you
and,
can't
like,
give them out. You can't. Like, you
right.
can
No,
go
I
in-
think you should be like You should just be like, listen, I suck at parallel parking. Sticker on the back of my car.
Yeah, you can put-
like, if you see me parallel parking, just know it's gonna suck.
Yep.
And then you can't be mad because if someone clearly sets out like the line before it happens, you can't be mad.
Well, okay. Just speaking for parallel parkers, I mean, it's not a difficult thing to do, but a lot of people only do it like when they
Rarely.
take their driving test. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's
So
a
like,
rare
I
thing
just
in
have to
this where
learn
we
it how
are.
I learn it. I have to learn it how to do it to get this part of
Right.
my life over with, and I probably won't use it again. You know what I mean? Unless I go to a big city or something. But
Right.
it's not that hard to do. You just got to know how to do it. You know?
No,
what
I'm not
saying?
saying it's hard to do. I'm just
Right.
and I parallel
You
park.
just bark. Yeah.
I've gotten better at it because I
Yeah.
now work in a city
Have to do
more
it,
than
yeah.
not the
Yeah, that's
city.
easy. I mean, just look at the
Mhm.
corner
Yeah.
where you see the edge of the corner.
Yeah.
Edge of the
Right,
corner
you
on
just-
the thing. Just start turning.
That's
Just drive.
That's
Just drive,
it.
baby. I just tell the car to
Back up.
parallel park.
Bag it
Yeah.
up. You can't- you can't-
Yeah.
Say parallel park, and then
Bro,
then
and
do
it just sits there. It's like,
I
I
just
ain't doing
leave
it. I ain't doing it.
I just leave it and get out. I'm like, it'll park itself. That's what I tell the people behind me. I'm like, it says it parks itself, and then I walk away. And it doesn't do that.
It's a 98 Honda Accord, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do that.
Like, don't worry about it. I'll be back in 10 minutes. But nah, man, like I said, it's one of those things that cracks me up. Because speaking of cars, while we're on car chat, I have to say this.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I got to
Yep.
sell somebody out. But this is funny to me. This
Mhm.
this actually cracked me up really, really hard initially, and then afterwards, now I'm like, oh, it makes sense. So I hopped in a buddy of mine's car the other day, a buddy of Alan's and yours as well, Fred.
Mhm.
And he's got a very fancy electronic. I think it's Ionos or whatever. I don't know what it is. It's a very fancy
Ionos.
car full of robots and electronics, right?
Mhm.
Right.
You're just like,
Revia is something. This
right. I don't know what it is, but it's something, and it's real classy, right? And it's a
Mhm.
nice car. Make no mistake. I'm by no means saying it like trashing it because it's a beautiful
Right.
car. Well, we get in and we're headed to up north a little bit to go see a concert.
Mhm.
And I decided to sit in the back because I have to take a meeting on my laptop during the trip, just because you know how things time out sometimes.
Right.
No big deal. So I'm like, I'll just pop in the back. So our other buddy gets in the front, and I'm like, hey man, would you mind just scooching the seat up, just slightly?
Yeah. It's tall guy.
And so he goes, like, he reaches to the side and there's nothing there. And then he reaches underneath the front and pulls the bar up and slides the thing forward. And I was like, wait a minute. In this electric fucking modern ass car,
Yeah. It got the bar.
don't have electric seats.
It's got the bar. Yeah.
But then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's the best scam I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Initially. But then I thought about it, I'm like, I guess that would make sense because that's less electricity that it has
Right.
to
Oh, it is an
use all
electric
the
car.
time.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
it
an
is
electric
electric
car.
car.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
it's-
So that's electricity. So like that would
Yeah.
be something that it doesn't have to deal with.
Right.
yeah, but the driver's side has it. It's just the passenger.
Oh, okay.
No,
So I don't
okay,
know, but it was just cracking me
Yeah,
up. 'cause I
yeah. The
was like,
driver's side, it's electronic.
future.
Now,
man.
do electric cars like the ports for charging? Are they universal?
No, they're not.
They're not.
You can get an adapter though.
Yeah, you can get it.
Oh, okay.
So like if you go to a Tesla port or whatever, like
Right.
a Tesla charging station,
Mhm.
it works for Teslas. But if you have, let's say, like a Ford or something,
Right.
you
You
have
gotta
you
get
have
the
like a
adapter.
little adapter that you get. And
That's so stupid. I don't understand it. I mean,
Tesla wants you to buy Teslas.
that's insane.
Now, a lot of other ones do have. I think if you go to like a non-branded one that has
Yeah,
Like
like
a-
different
Well, yeah,
ones.
I don't know.
No, but it go. Yeah, you can go to like the Sphinx or the gas.
Yeah.
And you can use theirs. The Teslas is because there's the superchargers, so they
Right.
can charge your car in 30
Okay.
minutes. So that's why you,
So super.
Super.
now they're catching on
Super
fire
duper.
and they're all
Right. Yeah.
Somebody gonna vandalize it.
True.
I mean, I know we shouldn't just, but that's stupid, man. You're gonna burn something up, man. At least burn it up. Don't burn yourself with it, man. And
Are
of
you talking
course
about that guy like in Vegas like months ago?
No, it was in Colombia. It was here. It was one of our
Oh.
own.
No, he burned
Like
himself
he
up in a
burned
Tesla?
himself up in a Tesla.
Yeah, he was going to burn up a charging station, and he got himself on fire instead.
Oh, Jesus!
See, that's dumb.
Oh,
Don't do that.
You're gonna do it.
Don't
do
play
it right.
with fire, kids.
People
See,
play with fire. That's
but see now,
Those kids-
now Fred,
Yep,
and
bring it
Alan,
back.
are we
Bring it
pro
back.
fire again or no?
no,
In this situation, is it situational?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It depends on the situation. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We're situationally pro fire now, guys.
Yeah.
It's
Still
static.
anti-pollen though, right?
Yeah, we're talking static.
Oh, always at top power.
Okay, that's all that matters to me.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more 182nd edition of the Black Lincoln Collector Podcast. Welcome back to the show. I didn't realize we were starting back. That's okay. So welcome back. We're doing this show, ladies and gentlemen.
We're doing it.
Fred, I got to tell you a story, Fred. A quick one, and then
All about pow.
another one. Fred, I have a new. Oh wait, it's not been 50 minutes yet. I'm going to go for it anyway. Fred, I have a new favorite fruit.
Ooh.
Isn't that exciting?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm so excited. Would you like to guess?
Guava.
It is not guava. Guava, I'm not a huge fan of guava. I was talking to somebody about
Mm.
that today. I don't hate guava. I like guava when it is in things. I don't like it standalone.
Right.
I know Alan likes guava.
You like guava?
Yeah, I'll just eat it like regular fruit, man.
I never had
fruit.
guava. Star
That's good.
fruit.
I like mango.
No, I like mango too. I am not a fancy lad, Fred.
I like mango and stuff. I don't like the fruit. It's too
see, there you
stringy.
go. The fruit by itself is hard to get right. It's hard to get a good one sometimes.
Yeah.
But I love the stinginess of it. It like stings you sometimes. I love that. So no, Fred. So before today, or before yesterday, really, my favorite fruit, allegedly, was, according to my kids, was apples.
Okay.
Now, the reason that they think that is because let me explain why. Okay, the reason I know, dude, I know. Okay, the reason
of all the fruit,
I know. Trust me, I know, and it's not my favorite fruit. But the
It's like
reason they think
red
it's my
delicious
favorite
too.
fruit-
Not even like any
No,
like
no.
crazy Fiji apples.
If it was to
or
be, it would like be like a,
Granny
yeah, like a
Smiths.
Fuji or one of those. But
Yeah.
no, the reason is because I used to make Jack laugh. I used to do this voice, and like, so I would do it. I would just say it whenever we would have apples. I would just say, "I like apples," and like the kids just thought that meant that I really truly loved apples so much. I don't love it. I mean, I like apples,
Yeah.
but I'm not. Apples are not my number one. So I told them at one point we had like this game where it's like, oh, how do you know your family or whatever? And the question
Mhm.
was like, what's your favorite fruit? And you know, everybody else has to guess it. And so, and I was like, well, my favorite fruit afterwards, I was like, it's bananas. Bananas are great.
Yeah,
And they're like,
bananas.
it's not bananas. It's not. You're full of shit, Dad. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm full of potassium from bananas. But no, but I was like, no, it is bananas.
yeah.
This whole thing is bananas. Well, as of today, Fred,
Yeah.
times have changed, Fred, and this is
Yeah.
important. And if you've stuck with us through these last few minutes of me talking about this fruit shit,
Let's get
this
to
is-
know Parker.
this is not going to be worth it for you. But my new favorite fruit, Fred, is the delicious world of grapes.
Oh, it is great.
Grapes are good.
Grapes
Yeah,
are good.
delicious.
I thought it was gonna be something exotic.
Yeah, exotic. Something new.
No,
like
no,
this
no.
is
That's
regular
my
ass
favorite.
grapes.
See, but part of no, not regular ass grapes. Red,
Okay. Red grapes. Look at the
red
big
or
fat
green.
Green
I don't
grapes.
care, red or green, either one.
I like.
I like them because they're poppable. It's like pop, and you can chomp it.
You wanna?
And there's no preparation. See, that's part of it too. Is I'm
I ain't
thinking
gonna-
you got to think. Favorite doesn't just mean best tasting, right? Favorite is all aspects of it,
Right. Well,
right?
but if you had an option of like different fruits like pineapples, watermelon,
If they were all
melons,
equally cut up in front of
grapes,
me,
right, and in
and I was to
separate
pick
bowls,
one,
and you had to pick one.
you know, I'm going to tell you something, Fred, and
Yeah.
you're going to think less of me for this.
Oh, the watermelon.
No, it's worse than that for now, Fred. It's worse than that because everybody, when I tell them that I love this fruit, everybody makes fun of me. If you put, okay, so let's say you put a spread in front of me of the
Mhm.
standard cantaloupe, watermelon, honeydew, strawberries, blueberries, raspberry, apples, banana, what else? Pineapple, right?
Mhm.
The standard stuff. I
Yeah.
would get a honeydew melon first.
Yeah.
I love honeydew melons, and
Yeah,
everybody
but
else
honeydews are great.
in my life is like honeydew's the stupidest melon.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
But
it's
of all
not
the melons, it's the dumbest one.
that's so
Yeah, I don't know how you can quantify that, but I mean, you're not wrong. I don't disagree.
I like honeydews, but like the color throws me off because like the inside is the same color as the outside.
It
So
does
like if you're eating it, you don't know when to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll
Right, you
fuck
never
around and
stop.
start eating the rind, or the rind.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get that
Isn't
bitter
it
taste.
rind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it rind? I think it's rind.
I think it's rind. Like cheese
Rind?
rind. Yeah, like the
I don't know.
rind.
The
This is
rind?
another exciting episode of Fruit Chat. But no, it's so silly. But
Fruit
man, like I
talk.
said, everybody's got, what is your favorite fruit, Fred?
If I had the spread in front of me, I
got the whole
think I
thing.
would. I think I like cantaloupe. A little bit of salt on it.
Cantaloupe is great.
Yeah, real
Cold
juicy,
cantaloupe.
sweet,
Oh,
real juicy, sweet cantaloupe with a
Yeah,
little salt on it. Get that salt and sweet.
have you ever
That's
tried?
delicious.
Have you ever tried pepper on it?
No,
Try that. Next
why?
time.
Why?
It enhances the flavor. I know it sounds
Yeah,
weird. You don't
maybe.
taste the pepper. It's
Maybe.
crazy, dude. It's the best thing.
You don't taste the pepper.
You don't taste the pepper. It just gives it like a little, like the tartness or something, gives it some kind of
Yeah.
extra thing. It's
Burst of
crazy.
flavor.
Should I ask Alan what his favorite
Look at-
fruit is?
Look at Matt seasoning
Yeah.
his food.
Mine's actually I like grapefruit.
You like grapefruit,
Yeah,
really?
grapefruit. I put if you put sugar on it.
Well, that's not grapefruit then. But I do remember doing that as a kid, and that was the only way I could eat grapefruit was
Oh,
with
yeah.
ass of sugar.
Yeah, you put some
Yeah.
sugar on it.
It was good with that.
I remember when I was in my like fancy beer stage. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I was drinking all the fancy beers, and I got the grapefruit.
That was last week.
Like the
It was-
so fucking
Yeah,
nasty.
that grapefruit beer. No,
The
no,
grapefruit
no,
beer is just disgusting. Ugh.
no,
disgusting.
no.
Why would you do
I
that?
agree. Un-American.
Ugh.
That's what it is to me. To me, it is, and that's everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just the rest of them are
Right.
wrong. But it's just gross. So it's gross, Fred. But
nasty.
I understand because part of like having to drink nasty beers, part of like doing,
Nasty.
it's all just kind of. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, man. You got to be
Right.
like, you know what? I don't care that this beer is gross. I ordered it because
I
it
gotta
said,
yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta drink it.
yeah, because it had a cool name, and that's what a
Yeah,
man
yeah.
does, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what a man does.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well,
Let
never
me
in
get the
my
Frossenheiser.
very rarely in my life, up until last week, have I had as manly a day as I had
Oh,
just the other Saturday.
fighting
Damn.
all homeless dudes.
I was fixed. No. This was after the homeless guy. So the homeless guy came and went. He,
In your butt.
I would say, I'll leave it at that.
Gary is gone.
I'll leave it at that. Gary, the butt guy.
Where you want to go? Drop me at the come and go.
Yeah, there you go. He's like, I'm going wherever you'll let me, boss. But so Friday, that was Friday. And then Saturday, I woke up and I was like, you know what? I got some shit to do because
Mhm.
our dryer broke and I ordered the parts and I was like, I'm gonna fix the
Didn't
dryer.
you fix it already once?
I fixed
I
it.
know, man.
I am like, I truly feel officially now that at least in regards to this one brand of dryer and this one model number, I
Yeah.
am a tech. I'm a certified dryer tech for this one dryer. I can't take my show on the road.
Kill me.
Yeah, it's like, why do you keep resurrecting me, you motherfucker?
You're like, kill me.
500 more loads? Fuck you.
You open it up and it's inside. Like, kill me.
Yeah, the little baby dryer. And then, I don't blame it for that. But yeah, no, it died again, and I was like, you know what? I said this. I said this is probably gonna be the last time. If this is something crazy,
Right.
we're gonna have to buy a new dryer. But
Yeah.
I am cheap, Fred, and this podcast doesn't pay me dryer money.
I got you.
So please donate to our Patreon so I can buy a new dryer for my family. We're so close to the fires.
Next time I come over to Matt's house, he's gonna have clotheslines strung up through his
Yep.
living room,
Oh,
like
oh.
dry,
Yes.
drying them.
Oh, you gotta go down Clothes Alley over here. Go down Blouse Alley and take a left at the underpants. And that's where the kitchen is. But so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fix this dryer. I ordered the parts online because I figured out how to pull the error codes. I felt like very manly about this thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I take it all apart and just entirely take the thing because of course the thing that it says it is literally in the back corner in the bottom. So like you have to take every single thing apart to get to it, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? It's Saturday morning. I got my Red Bull. Let's fucking go. Put on a little
Let's do
music.
it.
Start tearing shit up, baby. And I was like, yeah, this is what America's all about. Freedom and rock, flag, and eagle.
That's
Well,
right.
Fred,
Saving money.
I get being cheap because I can't
That's
afford to live here anymore because it's America.
Frugal. We like to say frugal.
Nope, being cheap. I'm a tariff for my own ass. So, and that's the thing. You see, that's the difference, right? Is I send myself a bill at the end,
No,
And
you don't.
and then I make my wife pay it in ass.
He fixed the dryer and then like got it back working. It was like, fuck it, I ain't putting the back on it.
Yeah.
Not working. Just leave it the next time.
I'll have to do it again.
One always find 2 extra screws. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But no, so I get in there, I tear it up, and I'm like, all right, cool. Here's the parts that need to be fixed. I'm like, no, it's not them. It's not the 2 parts that I ordered for hundreds of dollars. It's not those.
Oh
No.
Hundreds of dollars. You could have got you another one.
No, it wasn't like $500. Dude, dryers are
Oh.
expensive.
Ain't
$200.
that bad.
Nah,
Oh,
you got
man,
marketplace,
got
man.
you.
You can get a
Yeah.
I'm not
right.
buying some
For
used ass dryer.
$200 more, you could have got you a dryer.
Right, but
A
that's
brand new
200.
dryer.
Okay, but Fred,
But
What
you're gonna
about-
have
what
to now you're gonna have to spend $400 more dollars.
how do you
when
like this,
that
Fred?
part breaks?
how do you like this, Fred?
Yeah.
$200 less, and you already have it in your house, and you don't have to throw away a whole dryer.
I got a guy that will buy the dryer off of you
and fix it and resell it back to my stupid ass.
Yeah.
I know this game, Fred.
Fuck it. You take that money that he gives you, put
Yep.
it towards the new dryer.
Yeah, and the cycle
Boom.
continues. This is commerce.
Boom.
So no,
Yes.
I was like, I looked around. I was like, I'm gonna figure this motherfucker out, like, because I'm
Right.
not buying this other part, and I can return these 2 parts. They have a 365-day return guarantee. Great,
Right.
no problem. Gives you peace of mind.
There you go.
And I'll shout out applianceparts.com. They're good people. more or less.
Applianceparts.com.
So I was like, okay, well, shit, it's this then. It's this other part.
Mhm.
Shit, it's $200 as well.
Mm.
And I was like, and then thanks to a friend of mine, I was talking to him about it because I was like, it's this cable, it's this cord that's just like frazzled, and I don't know, like, I guess I'm gonna have to buy the whole fucking thing and rewire the whole dryer. And at that
Yeah,
point, I
similar.
was like, you know what? I'm buying a new dryer
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna rewire this entire fucking thing.
No.
But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, so I was talking to a buddy of mine that Alan knows very well, and of course, a friend of the show, and who doesn't listen, by the way, because he's a fucker. Fuck you, Matt. And so I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, dude, it's just this wire. And I showed him. He's like, why don't you just like fix the wire? And I was like, what? Why don't I fix the wire? You're right. I don't have to do all this shit. I spent $12
on wire
and got the necessary things to patch the wire.
Yeah.
So I
And it
was
worked?
able to like do a little electrician work. Yeah. Patch the fucking wire, connect it here, put it in, fucking clean it up, blah, blah, blah. Put everything back together. Go to hit start.
Nothing.
Guess what? That motherfucker hums, baby.
Really?
Oh, it works better than it's ever worked. Because I also cleaned it all out. I cleaned out all the lint and all the shit inside of it, and
Right.
the motor and everything while I was in there. Because why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I hit that button, and I was that Fred. Okay, in that
Yeah.
moment when it worked,
Mm.
yeah, and it didn't, and it wasn't so loud.
Did it?
And
did
my
it
wife
move? Did it
and
move
son-
when you-
Well, my wife and son were in the room with me in the laundry room, and I'm like, "Here we go, moment of truth." Bloop, hit the button, starts up. Right,
Yeah.
I'm expecting, like in the movies, like you did it, honey. I'm proud of you. Oh, this family,
Oh,
you're
no,
the
you don't
man.
get no
You are
credit.
the man of the house.
No credit, bro.
No credit.
You ain't
No.
getting no credit.
No credit. So
No.
they're like, okay, good. They're like, great, whatever. Fuck you, Dad. I was
You,
like, God
you
dang
did
it.
what you're supposed to do.
So I was like,
you
you know
no
what?
credit for that.
This day of manliness is not over yet, Fred.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in my search for wire, I came across a great deal on a couple of TV mounts. So
Okay.
they were on clearance for $5 each.
Oh
I was like-
yeah.
I was like, hey kids, you want to get your TVs mounted today? And they're like,
Yeah.
sure, why not? And I was like, let's do that too. So I was like, I am a man.
Yeah.
Man of man.
I did. Yeah. I did that. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it made me think, Fred. You remember how like growing up, and I don't think we really had it for dudes, but like how girls have like Girl Scout, or if you're like a Girl Scout, you get like the merit badges, right?
Right.
I feel like we should do that for dudes.
Man badges.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
I
if
don't
you
know.
fix your own, if you do something cool like that, you should
Right.
be able to get a badge and put it on some sort of clothing, like a leather jacket.
A little vest. Get a
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you remember like Top Gun style leather jackets back in the 80s? and
Yeah.
90s?
Bomber
Yeah,
jacket.
yeah. You be walking
Yeah,
at Home
Yeah, the
Depot.
bomber
yeah.
jackets where they would put all the
Yeah.
different patches on them.
Yeah.
Walking at Home Depot, dishwasher, a dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dryer.
Dryer.
That guy's like,
Dryer repair. I got my
dude.
dryer. You got
all
the
the
other
guys
guys
would-
got deck building.
Yeah,
I got,
dude. Oh, could you imagine?
I got the car washing badge. I got
Yeah.
mowing the lawn.
Impregnate my wife back.
Yeah, impregnate my. I got 3 of those.
That's right. Yeah.
mine would say
I got
divorced.
the- yeah, exactly.
That's a
Survived
big
divorce.
pats on the back.
Yeah, the big fat
Yeah.
You get the rocker.
divorced.
You get the rocker over the back. Over the back
Yeah.
says divorced.
Divorced.
No, you get a little flag that pops up out the side, like up here.
Divorced.
It's
in
like
the
floats
house.
beside you. Yeah. So no, I just think that would be awesome, dude. I could see that being something that people would be like into,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, why
can
wouldn't you?
do
You got to put
badges,
out.
man badges. Yeah.
Well,
Especially
just like you
nowadays.
said, Fred.
Yeah.
Just like you said, you don't get the necessarily get the respect that you think you get or
Right.
stuff like that. And as guys, and like, you know, sorry to be all like whatever about it, but
Yeah.
as guys, we don't really have that like if we do something cool, we can't like that, like dudes
Yeah.
cool, like turkey
Right.
hunt or whatever. Like you can't really be like, hey, like who do you go tell that to, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if you were wearing a fucking
Dude,
bomb ass leather jacket
Yeah.
with
With
patches
these
all
patches
over it,
on it. Yeah.
and other dudes were wearing it, you know the conversations you get started, Fred.
you can start a club.
I'm telling you,
Your local chapter of
man club,
man club. Yeah,
but
man
not
club.
in like a weird way. Not
Yeah.
That's the only thing is I wouldn't want the people to be like, oh, it's just a bunch of dudes like
Yeah, that's what they're gonna think.
dudes wearing matching jackets.
Yeah.
We would be inclusive though.
What are you guys like, a motorcycle club? No, we're just a guy
just a bunch of
club.
dudes.
We're just dudes.
Like, look,
we
this
just
is-
talk
I have
about the
my
shit that we do during
Talking
the
to
day.
people patch,
You know.
so I'll lead the talk.
Yeah.
I just think
Talking
like
to
I
people.
think
Cabinet door. Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Cabinet door. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh
Cabinet
shit!
door.
I got a cabinet door I'm about to fix next week.
Tell me about it. Help me out. Telling you, and we'll see. And that led me to my next idea. Because again, if this is anything, Fred, this is an entrepreneurial based podcast.
Right.
We are forever coming up with brilliant business ideas that we just need somebody some backing.
I got an idea. I want to start. Well, it's a name. Well, I want to start a towing company. You know,
Towing company. All right. I'm
I want to start a towing company. You know, I'm a black guy, so
Yep.
I'm gonna name it Brazil Nuts.
Brazil nuts.
Yeah, Brazil Nuts. Yeah.
Well, why?
You don't know?
Because Brazil nuts, you can only have 2 of them a day.
No,
the
Brazil
queen?
Nuts. Yeah, like I'm not gonna say why, but like you just think about it. Think about it. Like
Okay.
another name for Brazil nuts.
Macadamia. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I don't want to say
another
what.
name for Brazil nuts.
Hey man, I don't want to Google this.
Yeah, it would come. We can't play it. We can't say the name out loud. I'm not gonna say the name out loud. But
I don't get it.
Let's see here. I don't think it's.
I'm
that.
pretty sure our listeners.
They probably understand, whereas
They
we do
probably
not
understand.
because we are idiots. I am idiot.
It's a.
Okay, urban. Let me look at Urban Dictionary. That's probably the problem.
That's it.
Oh no! Oh no! We can't say that. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, if Fred started that, he would be canceled within a week.
It's subtitle.
No, it is not. Maybe it is.
Alan, did you get it? Did you see it?
No, I
I'm
didn't
gonna
see
go
it.
Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts.
No, Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts black towing.
Nope. I can't do it. I don't know. Maybe we will. If I forget names, I will. We'll name it that. Alan, if you would.
I saw an episode of remember Louis?
Yep.
Louis, yeah, his racist grandmother was like, she offered the kids like he's like, you got to know your grandmother. Your grandma, she's old. She's like 97 years old, and you know she's probably gonna die soon. So we gotta take you over there so you can meet her and get to know your grandmother. And she goes over there and she offers them Brazil nuts, but she called them by her name, and he's like, "What, grandma? No, he can't
Alan, did you figure it out yet? Great.
Yes.
For those of you listening at home, feel free to tweet the show.
We're just towing cars, man.
Hashtag the other name for Brazil nuts.
We're just towing cars.
Right.
Okay.
Just towing
There you go.
cars, man.
Just towing
There you
away.
go.
Just towing.
Just towing.
Fred, see that? There you go. There, we've got all kinds of business ideas, Alan.
There you go.
So, well, I wonder. It makes me wonder if Alan has any business ideas.
No, actually, I don't.
He's like, nah, I ain't doing nothing.
I ain't doing nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, we tried. We tried. Alan, what do you think about? What do you think about becoming an influencer, Alan? How do you feel about that?
I could be an influencer.
What would you?
I influence people to do nothing.
If you could be an influencer, what would you be an influencer of? Because you have to pick like a right, Fred. Don't you have to? I mean, you kind of have your niche, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like to be?
I'm not influencing nobody. I can't even influence myself.
No, I can't.
Like,
Well, but you don't have to. That's the thing about
force
being an
myself.
influencer, though, is you don't have to be an influencer 24/7. You have to be an influencer like 15 seconds at a time.
Nah, you got to be 24/7 because
yeah,
when you're off the camera wherever you go.
Yeah, especially if
You're
you get
not gonna
noticed.
go
You know,
anywhere.
and I guess the rule number one to be an influencer, you got to be a douchebag,
Right.
because you got to be like, oh, I'm an influencer. You got to brag about it.
You do have to say it's kind of like being a podcaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, okay, speaking of that, and I apologize to this for anyone who thought this. I have I'm gonna hold this up to the phone so you guys can see it. I never thought about this. So I have it on the back of my phone, the sticker, right? Not the dolphin, not the pink dolphin, that's true. It says it's sticker
squad. I just see
it
squad.
says pod in white squad hashtag pod squad, right?
Pod squad.
And a friend of mine again was like, hey, so what's that hashtag? Is that for podcasters?
Mhm.
And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, that sticker on your phone. And I was like, I was like, no, dude, it's for like diabetes stuff. Like for my, because my kid, my daughter has it's called an Omnipod. And so they use the hashtag pod squad.
Okay.
And so we got some stickers from the rep and she put one on her phone and she was like, Dad, put this one on yours.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, of course. It's kid tells you to do it, you do it. That's why I have a pink dolphin on my phone.
All right.
But I didn't even think about it until he said something. And I was like, I wonder if everybody who's seen my phone thinks that I'm like some douchebag on some pod squad for podcasters.
Yeah.
And they probably do.
Yeah. There you go.
He's part of the pod squad.
He's part of the pod squad. Get him.
He's a pod squatter.
Then they try to be all nice to Matt, and Matt, he's like pissed off and shit.
Always.
Excuse me. I gotta pick up Gary.
Yeah, Gary. My buddy Gary sent me.
Gary
sent me to the back of this abandoned Chick-fil-A for no reason.
That's terrible.
Oh man, yeah. So I felt like a douche. I was like, well, whatever. I try not to, because I'm sure you guys are the same way. I try not to tell people.
No, I don't feel bad about it.
I know it sounds bad to say, but now that I'm thinking about it, I try not to tell people about the show.
Yeah.
So
no. Anytime I do, I'll tell people about it. But then like they'll be like, "Oh, for real? Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it." And then like they never do.
I don't blame them. I don't ever either listen to it either.
Yeah,
that's okay. You know what, Fred? We've long held the moniker of the best podcast you've never heard of.
Yeah.
So we'll keep with that.
I love
but we'll keep it until next week when you'll get to be treated to a brand new episode, Fred, of the Black Link Lex podcast. So next week, we'll see you next week. So we'll see you later on.
He was like, next week in the podcast, and me and Freddie are like, okay, and
that's the end of the show. That's the end.
All right, BL, see you later.
We tried, guys.
We tried.
We're smart. Smarter than dumb. Part 2.
There you go.
All right. Good night, everybody. Hey,